congratulations on the job.
Thanks.
Much time speaking to you. Possible to get a squad update, including the injuries, just some of the longer term guys, Dujon Sterling, John Suter, etc.
John Suter trained today, Dujon trained today as well, and Balogun trained as well, so I just need to wait and see the kind of reaction that they have after the training session. But it was good to see them back with the squad. As you know, we're pretty light defensively. But I'll obviously touch base with the doctor and the medical team in the morning.
Barry, this Saturday, your first game at Ibrox as Rangers head coach, and just tell me how you feel about that process.
I'm looking forward to it, obviously. I enjoyed Wednesday night, apart from the first 30 minutes, that is. But no, listen, it's not about me, it's about us going and putting a performance on, us being at home, and us taking the game to Motherwell and trying to get 3 points. That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
I'm sure as a young boy growing up, you would have dreamed of playing for Rangers one day. I just wonder, since retiring, has this been a dream of yours to come back and manage at Ibrox?
Yeah, listen, it was great. I played with a team that I grew up supporting, and obviously making that next step to captain them. And obviously now standing at the sidelines, should I say, managing the team. But listen, it's a proud moment, but the focus isn't on me. The focus is on me getting my team to start getting results on a regular basis. That's the only thing that matters to me.
Barry, talking about in the last match at Ibrox, do you thought they owe the support?
Well, the last 2 games at Ibrox, I'm not going to sit here, it's not been good enough. The performances have been well below the standard that's needed at Rangers, and we need to set that straight tomorrow.
Barry, you didn't have much time before that game on Wednesday night. Have you had more time to get your ideas across to the boys?
Well, Thursday, in terms of the team that finished, it's a recovery day the next day. Today, obviously on the grass, they had a bit more information. As I said, ideally I would have loved a bit more time, but it's not worked out that way. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but as I said, they obviously know what way we're going to go. When we come up against Motherwell, they know their roles and their responsibilities with and without the ball. So we're just looking forward now, getting back at home. As I mentioned, the last previous 2 games have been nowhere near good enough. So I'm sure the supporters will be coming expecting us to go and make sure we take the game to Motherwell and get 3 points.
What do you think's not been good enough about the previous 2 games, apart from the obvious losing them? What's not been good enough, and how are you remedying that?
Well, when you play at Ibrox, you have to dominate. You have to dominate the ball. You have to take the game to the opposition, and I don't think that was the case in the last 2 games. So my message to the players and my staff's message is pretty clear. What way we're going to go towards Motherwell.
If selected, Barry, you know, potentially a huge milestone for the captain tomorrow, 500 appearances for this football club. You know better than most what that takes to achieve something like that. Talk us through it and just your thoughts on James Tavernier over the years, basically.
Well, first and foremost, I think it's an unbelievable achievement. Listen, he's been through a lot in his Rangers career, but one thing I will say about James Tavernier is he never hides. He's always put himself out there to play. And I thought on Wednesday night, when I moved him from his natural right back position into the centre half, I thought he was exceptional. I thought he became a real leader, and that's what I want from my captain. As I said, we've had a few good chats. He's an important player for me. And as I said, tomorrow 500 games. He deserves a lot of credit for that.
Do you think he's kind of comes in for unfair criticism at times when you look at his stats and the goals and everything else?
Yeah. Now listen, that's part of playing at Rangers. When you suffer defeats or you don't play well, it's generally the captain that gets it in the net. Listen, he's big enough to handle those situations. I've been through it as well. It's not nice at times, but I'm afraid that's the nature of the beast when you play at Rangers.
Barry, you played in many an Old Firm game. What's your reaction to away fans now being able to attend, starting from next month?
Good to hear. It'll be good that the fans will be at Celtic Park. I've always said it's something that the fixtures missed. So in an ideal situation, it would be great if there was more, but the way it is, the way it's happened, the number of tickets we're getting, I'm just glad that away supporters are allowed back.
You were saying their ideal situation. If you had it your way, of would you like to see the stadiums go back to the 7,500, 8,000 away fans?
See this moment in time, I'm just happy that the fans are back. And in time, we'll wait and see, but at least it's a start.
Yeah.
Barry, you were somebody as a captain in the dressing room that wasn't afraid to show your opinions, share your opinions, maybe kick somebody at the backside if needed. Do you think that's something that this team needs to do more of? That people need to be more accountable for when they're playing well, when they're not playing well?
Yeah, it's something we've spoke about. Look, that will remain private. But listen, I'll put one start on the team, so will my coaching staff. Something going forward, you'll see a difference. Listen, it's not going to happen overnight, but going forward, you will see a different Rangers team. You will see a different approach to games, and you will see a different mentality.
I think Andy Halliday was speaking a couple of weeks ago. He said the difference between Rangers and Celtic all at the time is the way the Celtic start games. They start in intensity. They start looking to take the game to the teams right for the kick-off. You saw the other night, Rangers took them half an hour to get going. I mean, is that something that you think, as a mindset, as an approach, has to change?
Yeah, but listen, I want to change a few things, but listen, you need a bit of time for that. In terms of people's opinions, I've got no issue with it. I had an opinion before, the way that the team, and now it's my team, were playing. But as I said, I think slowly but surely, you'll definitely 100% see a different Rangers team.
How's Clinton after?
Fine, I had him in yesterday, sat him down, I explained the situation. I've got a responsibility. He's a young player, but he was grateful that I spent a bit of time in the office where I explained the situation, why I had to do it. Now, look, it wasn't only Clinton, it could have been a number of players, but I just felt at the time I had to make the decision. But he's fine, as I said. I've got a responsibility to make sure the young man's good going forward, because I do believe that he's got a bright future in the game.
But in terms of your responsibility and your role, and other young players, how do you see that between now and the end of the season? Perhaps we have a view of getting them ready for next season?
They'll be given an opportunity if they show. But listen, it's not a case of I'm going to throw a young player in just for the sake of throwing him in. He needs to show me enough on the training ground, and then if that opens the door for an opportunity to come into the first team, whether that's through maybe somebody not performing at a level I would expect, or maybe an injury or a suspension, we'll have to grab it with both hands. But it's clear that there is some young players here that I believe are more than capable of being Rangers players now and in the future.
Barry, can I ask quickly about Mohamed Diamandi? You look particularly pleased with one of his involvements in the goal the other night. Is he a player you think you can really get your teeth into, given his position?
I want to get my teeth into every single player. But obviously, listen, I always look at the kind of midfield area, because I was a midfielder myself. But I'm here to help, I'm here to try and make players better. Not just me, my staff. Yeah, he's certainly a player that I see a lot in. I think there's still areas of his game, sorry, should I say, that he has to improve, but he understands that. The same with Nico. It's the same with Bailey. It's the same with all the midfielders. But I just don't want to focus on midfielders. Obviously, I want to focus on other players throughout the team. But yeah, he's certainly a player that I think's got a bright future.
Just on Motherwell as well, they've got a new manager. Yeah. Does that make it a little bit trickier trying to prepare for this game, or is it all about what you do at Ibrox?
Well, you've got to be respectful that a new manager's in. He's playing slightly different. But my main focus is on how we approach a game. We're at Ibrox, remember, we're in front of 51,000 fans. There's expectations and demands, and we need to go and match them, and we need to go and make sure that we take the game to Motherwell. I don't think Motherwell will come and lie down. I think Motherwell will have a game plan and try and obviously get something out of the game. But yeah, my focus is on my team and how my team approach the game, and we've spoke about it today on the training field. We spoke about it in the dressing room, and then we'll go away tonight, and we'll come in tomorrow and we'll go through a few other things, and then 3 o'clock you'll see how we're going to approach it.
You spoke about trying to dominate games, Barry, Ibrox.
Has it become too easy for teams to come to Ibrox in the last few months?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think when you're playing at home, you're the home team, you've got the fans behind you. Come to Ibrox, and we looked a bit timid at times, if I'm being honest with you. And that has to change going forward. We need to be the dominant force. We're the home team, not just at home, but away from home as well. And the players understand that. We've spoke briefly, we've tapped into that briefly. And as I said, you'll see a different Rangers team that you've seen in the previous couple of games, that's for sure.
It's interesting because a lot of the opposition teams now say that they go to Ibrox now without fear.
Yeah.
Is that, you want to instill that fear back into them again?
Yeah, of
the
course.
opposition teams?
That's the way it's been for a number of years. But we need to have a certain way of playing at home, and that's taking the game to our opponents. And I've not seen that in the last number of weeks. And going forward, that's something as a staff and as a playing squad we spoke about, went through a few things. As I said before, I don't want to sit here and kind of sit with my players and go through so many things. It's a short period of time, there's a lot of games over this week, but next week it'll be better. I'll be able to get a few days on the training ground, and we can obviously work on things that I see that can improve and have to improve if we want to be a consistent winning football team.
Barry, Oscar Cortez, is he available?
Sorry,
Oscar Cortez?
Oscar's another one. He's trained the last couple of days. Again, he's been out for a lengthy time. I just need to obviously see how he goes, how his reaction is. But I just want these players fit, back available, because I really need competition. I need competition for places, because when you go out there and I pick a starting 11, you're in that starting 11, you need to earn to stay in it. And when you've got people on the sidelines, you need people in the stands that know in the match day squad. I believe if you want to be a team that are going to be strong and going to be consistent, you need competition. So getting these guys back over the last couple of days has certainly it's brought a smile to my face, if I'm honest with you, because the squad was a bit low in terms of numbers, but now we're starting to get them back. And as I said, they've come through training at the tough training session today. Hopefully the reaction's okay tomorrow, and then at the start of the week, hopefully I've got a full squad to pick for.
Barry, you touched there on your time as captain of this club. You've now done both. What's tougher? Wearing the armband or being the
I'll
manager?
tell you the end of May. Tell you the end of May, but listen, as I said, and I just want to embrace this challenge. I'm going to give it everything I've got. My staff's going to give it everything, and so is the group of players.